Hey guys, Gene back here again today with G Squared Tactical. Got a new gun on the table. Probably wondering what the trigger pull gauge is here for, and the old knife, Gerber knife here. I'm just trying to make it rest up so you can get a better look at the gun. The trigger pull gauge, my trigger pull on this, my assessment on it, what I'm gonna tell you guys today is a little different than some of the stuff I read online. And you get buttholes out there sometime that try to discredit what you say based off of maybe something they've read online. We try not to look at too many online reviews and base our reviews off of those. We try to give our own assessment so that it's honest and fair, and we're not being bought and paid for by no one. But anyway, so today we got the Taurus TH9. It's a full size. It's not the compact. It comes in several different colors, and it also comes in a compact version. I think they got an OD green, flat dark earth, or their version of a flat dark earth. They also have I think a gray color, and some purple, and just various color schemes and coordinations. And after we had done the G2 video, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of Taurus, or haven't been, and we told you guys that a little bit on the channel. But we had a few of our subscribers that spoke up and said, well, wait a minute, they may have had some bad ones in the past, but they've come a long way, they do better now, maybe try this one and that one. And we picked up the G2 off of someone's recommendation, and turns out that I actually really enjoyed it. I like how it looks. I was personally a fan of the trigger. I didn't mind the trigger. Yes, it had an extreme amount of take up, but it wasn't gritty. The break was very pronounced, tremendous reset. I got a lot better follow-up shots on it than I do on my Glock or H&K and some of my SIGs. So I was not disappointed necessarily with the trigger on the G2C. And I was talking to the guy at the gun shop where I purchased this one, and was telling him a little bit about how it got so hot I felt like I could fry meat on it, and he agreed with my assessment on that the metal quality is not. It's not a matter of maybe it's not, but it's definitely not that of a SIG or a Glock or an H&K or something like that. It's not as thick, and the metal quality is not the same, and that would go for the barrel as well as the slide materials. And that's kind of what I thought, because it transferred heat a lot faster. But again, we're talking the difference in $700-800 on those other pistols, and $250 on some of these. So the main thing is that it performed. Now we're going to put it through the ringer and see if it holds up over the long term. I suspect it's probably not going to, but the day out of the range we had will stand. That we will always stand behind what we said that day, because we put 250 rounds through it. Most of them we was just trying to sling them as fast as we could, get it hot and make it fail, trying to get it real nice and dry, but it never failed. It performed. So for you guys that maybe don't have the money to buy a Glock or SIG or something like that, and you're just looking something for your personal protection, or maybe your mother or wife or something like that, I certainly would give you my recommendation on the G2C, as far as if you're just gonna occasionally, once in a blue moon, shoot it to kind of get your I guess kick the tires a little bit, make sure you're comfortable with it. That's fine. I don't see no problem with carrying it around. I believe if you keep it clean and oiled and you don't shoot it a tremendous amount, it'll do fine for your everyday protection. And I will stand behind that assessment, even if it does tear up on us after we put it through the ringer over the next several months. But anyway, so let's get back to the one on the table here today. I just say my initial thoughts is that aesthetically, I'm impressed. I like it. That's odd for me, as you know, and I'm an aesthetic kind of guy. People say, oh, it's a toy, or I'm sorry, a tool, if it gets bumped up or dirty or whatever. you know, if it shoots, it's fine. Don't worry about nicks and scratches and how ugly it is. Well, you know, that's fine for you, but I don't agree with that assessment. I pay good money that the Lord gave me on for guns, like for anything for that matter, and I'm going to take as well a care of it as I possibly can. People say that about work trucks too, but you know, trucks these days are $50,000, $60,000. I'm not about to run in the side of it with a forklift on purpose and, oh well, there we go, it's just a work truck. So yeah, aesthetics do mean a lot to me, and I think this is very, very aesthetically pleasing. Just, you know, my personal opinion. And let you get a look at the other side here. This is a full size. Like I said, they do make it in the compact. Takedown here is just like takedown on a Glock, precisely the same way. Again, it has a lot of features that more highly priced guns do not have. So if it'll perform, if you can lay it on your nightstand and trust it, and you don't put it through the ringer every single day or, you know, 3 times a month, then it'll probably do just fine. And then you have these extra features. Comes with a full complement of back straps to fit about any hand. Has the ambidextrous slide lock, ambidextrous safety / decocker. Again, another nice feature. Decocker serves as a safety as well. Ambidextrous slide lock and magazine release. All features that, you know, you may not find on polished feed ramp on the barrel here. As you can see, a real nice polish on that. Features you won't find on a $600-700 Glock or SIG. And I only have one gun that has a decocker that serves as a safety as well, and that's my FNX Tactical. Most of them are either a decocker or a safety. They're not both. This one is. Has a loaded chamber indicator. When the round comes in, this pops out on the side and it's red. Don't think you're going to be able to see that in the video there. Again, that's something you see on some higher price guns. On the G2, it's on the top here. It has Novak 3-dot whites, not night sights, but 3-dot sights, metal, driftable. Again, nice touch. It has a stainless steel barrel here, 1913 accessory rail. Like on the G2, I didn't like the mag release because it was so tight. It did loosen up nicely while we were shooting it, and it actually worked into where I actually did like it after at the end. On this one, it's the opposite. It's very loose. I'm very aggravated about it. I held several of them. Seems like they're all the same way. Asked around, did a little looking online. Looks like most people said it was just something that was you know, that this one was just that way, and I don't like it. It doesn't seem to snap into place real firmly. It rattles and shakes around a lot, which drives me up the wall. Again, that's something, you know, being mechanically savvy as I am, I'm probably going to take it out of there once we do the first initial review and toy around with it a little bit, see if I can't get it to snug up a little bit more than it is. Because that would drive me crazy, especially if I was carrying it around every day. So that's just my only complaint. Well, one of my 2 complaints actually so far with this is that magazine release being it's almost like the mag's gonna fall out of the gun. Now, I've jerked it and slapped it around and stuff and hit it real hard on the side with a full you know, with a full magazine, and it did not fall out. So maybe it'll be okay, we'll see. But again, we want to give fair, honest reviews, so I'm not going to make any adjustments to it until after the first range review. And the trigger, you know, I've dry fired the trigger several times, and I think actually I'm not going to be a fan of this one. The take up again is horrendous, not quite as bad as the G2. It's a little bit gritty, whereas the G2 is not. The break is not is not as pronounced and as crisp as it is on the G2 or some other guns like a Glock or an FNN or something like that. And also the reset, it might as well not even be there. It aggravates me because when it comes back, it feels and sounds as though it reset, but it didn't. You have to let it loose a little bit further to make that second click, and it's on the second click or snap that it resets and you're able to pull it back. It's just a horrendous reset. I would prefer it not even be there at all, because I think it's going to cause me to pull back a few times, and it probably not having reset. It definitely takes some getting used to. So I don't think I'm gonna be a fan of the trigger on this one. I do like this curved type trigger, as you know from some of the other videos, but this is just on the pull and everything. I just don't think I'm gonna be a fan of it, and the mag release. But other than that, I think so far I might be just, on the table, I'm happy with it. Again, as you guys know, I'm a fan of hammer-fired pistols. This, of course, is a hammer-fired pistol here. Single action, double action, and it has the finger grooves, which I've told you before I'm not a fan of those, but on the full size it seems to fit my sausage fingers okay, so I'm okay with that. The barrel length is about 4 1/4. Overall length is about 7 3/4. The online it said that the double action pull was somewhere around 9 pounds, and the single action was somewhere around 6.5 pounds. The double action on my 3 average pull, I did get about 8.7, so that wasn't too far off. But on my single action pull, I actually got a good bit lighter than what it says online and what Taurus says on my 3 average pull. And my average was 4.9. So that's a pretty good pull from a single action. So again, this is a gun that one of our subscribers, Brian Ramirez, I hope I'm saying that right, but anyway, he liked the Taurus Slim 709 and told us that I think a friend of his had this gun and we ought to try it. It was okay, it was a good gun. So that prompted me to go out and grab one. We want to do reviews for you guys. We want to let you guys, this is not really for us, it's as much for you guys, so you know what you can and can't, or should and should not buy or consider. And so we hope it does okay, and we really appreciate you guys watching the videos, commenting, giving your feedback, what you think we can do differently. We don't get offended by that. We really appreciate it. You took time out of your day to watch your video, and it means watch our video rather, and that really means a lot to us. So like, subscribe, comment. Again, we got to get those subscribers up. We're getting closer every day to 250. We're going to try to put a video up soon on how to enter into our first drawing. Get your aunts, uncles, cousins, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, whoever to hit that like and subscribe button so we can get them up and get to our big giveaway. We really appreciate you watching today, guys. Again, if you have any questions about the gun, please let us know. We'll be sure to get them answered for you. Thank you and God bless.